So I've just watched the Blair Witch Project for the first time. I know I'm very, very late to the party, and my goodness, what an experience that was. It felt very ahead of its time, almost like a YouTube video in the 90s, you know, three friends taking a camera into the forest and trying to find this Blair Witch. I think it's a brilliant piece of filmmaking, I really do. It feels very authentic, it feels very real. I think it would be very easy for those three to kind of overact in that situation, or even underact in that situation. It's a very hard balance to get right, but they managed to make it feel very real, and they managed to make you feel like you were there, like you were experiencing it yourself. And I mean, it's an incredibly hard thing to pull off, and especially given that the low budget that they had, which to be fair probably contributed towards making that look more natural. It very much felt like three people making a home video in the 90s, or making a YouTube video, whatever, you know, the equivalent is nowadays. And yeah, it's very, very immersive. And considering that, you know, there's not really a lot going on besides three people being lost in the woods and trying to find this Blair Witch that you never see on camera, considering that, yeah, there's not a lot happening overall. You know, they managed to make it very, very entertaining, and they managed to keep you hooked and keep you going, keep you invested in the story. And a lot of that credit goes to those three actors, Heather Donahue, Joshua Leonard and Michael Williams, who were essentially playing themselves, but kind of playing alternative versions of themselves, if that makes sense. And this was like a backstage magazine project. This was very low budget. These guys hadn't really done anything big before. To be fair, with the limitations that they had, they have pulled out one of the sort of almost era-defining movies of their generation. I don't really know if that sentence made sense. It's quite inspirational in the sense that you don't need a big budget or, you know, big cameras or fancy equipment to make a masterpiece. You can just have raw talent, a good story, and a charismatic cast, and it will go a long way if it finds the right audience. And the Blair Witch Project is a perfect example of that. This movie was an absolute phenomenon when it came out in 1999. It sent shockwaves through cinema, really. One, because of how shocking it was and how scary it was to some people, and two, because it was such a low budget film that had such massive success. And obviously I didn't see it firsthand myself because I was a lot younger at the time and far too young to watch it. But obviously I've read things about it, and having seen it for myself, you know, it really was just a juggernaut that had no right to be a juggernaut, and it sort of defied expectations in a way. It was a movie that became successful on its own merit. You know, it didn't have the big Hollywood promotion, it didn't have the massive budget. It was successful because it was a good movie and people liked it. And it's kind of refreshing. Obviously, I know this was 26 years ago, but at the time it was very refreshing. But yeah, I would massively recommend this movie to anybody. I mean, I'm not even a horror fan myself. I've said it before when I reviewed Misery, I think it was. I'm not really a big horror fan, I'm not a big thriller fan, but yeah, this definitely encapsulated me, and I would recommend it to absolutely anybody. So that was my take on the Blair Witch Project. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree with what I said? Let me know in the comments. But thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like on there for me. And if you're new around here and you like what you see, why not get subscribed so that you can be notified of future videos like this? Comment below any thoughts and suggestions that you may have. Thanks once again. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.